um, so that we have that going. And so today we're gonna talk about your memoir.
Yeah, thank
And
you. Thank
I
you.
th- I think what I'll do is I'll just welcome you to the show, and then I'll mention the memoir and we'll jump in. And then I have those. Did you get the three questions? The three questions that I sent. You had asked me
No,
to send three questions.
I didn't get. Okay, we'll discuss automatic. No problem.
Okay.
Anyhow, everything you already read my endorsement, and let me thank you for writing an endorsement for my memoir. So I'm grateful to you.
Oh, wonderful. Absolutely. No problem at all. It's a great one. And so no worries at all. So let me make sure. Okay, we're recording. So great. So anyway, so I'll start now and then we'll be all good. So today we're welcoming Professor MS Rao back to the show, and I'm so excited to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I think this is the third time you have invited me. Really, it's really, I'm enjoying the conversation. So I hope this will continue and the dialogue will go on. And you are impacting from your end, and I am also impacting from my end. And we both are very resilient. Somehow we are aligned. So we are very happy to have one more interview with you.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Well, I'm so excited to have you here. And today we're going to talk about your memoir, and
Yeah, yeah.
excited to hear from you about your memoir. But first, tell us what made you want to write your memoir at this point in your life?
I'm basically an author, researcher, and a philosopher.
Mhm.
And in fact, I wrote 60 books, but I published only 54 books. And I have passion for writing. And so I was trying to write my autobiography before COVID. So, like, Mahatma Gandhi's, I read a couple of autobiographies, like Mahatma Gandhi's, my experiments with the truth. So, like that, some of the autobiographies I read, and I read thousands of books during my lifetime. So, I thought, let me work on my autobiography before COVID. Yeah, I think 2019.
Mhm.
Before COVID, I was trying to write. Then again, I had a brain stroke, and for the last 4 years, I had health challenges. Literally, I would have been dead, but I survived by the grace of God, and because of the power of universe, or because of the resilience, I survived. So I
Mhm.
thought, let me work briefly a memoir, because a memoir is a small one, a
Mhm.
portion of the autobiography. So I thought, let me work on my memoir. So
Mhm.
this is how I started thinking about a memoir. And currently I can't type with my right hand, and I can't eat with my right hand. So lots of challenges are there. So I thought, let me work only on a memoir. So I
Mhm.
started thinking about this memoir. So
Mhm.
1 month back, I started thinking of writing a memoir. So this is the journey of the memoir, and
Mhm.
then I picked up certain aspects of brain stroke.
Mhm.
Then again, my health challenges and the betrayal by my family members and relatives. So all those things I just wanted to share uh, through a memoir. So this is the
Mhm.
reason behind for writing a memoir, because whenever I write a book, I target a particular audience and segment.
Mhm.
So this is the theme of the book. So on this, I am going to talk. This is a memoir, tentatively titled "Survivor." Turn your scars into stars. This is the tentative title.
Fascinating, fascinating. So, sort of a slice of an autobiography that could come later. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely
yeah, 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 yeah,
fascinating. And I
yeah.
love the perseverance, right? Because some challenges arose after your stroke. And you
Yeah.
mentioned you're not able to type with your right hand, you're not able to eat with your right hand, but yet you
Yeah.
were able to write the book.
Yeah. My right shoulder and right hand has been numb actually, and
Hmm.
I had a brain stroke in the year 2021, and 1 year I was not able to walk actually. Then I started walking. Then I went for swimming. Then I started going to gym. Then I
Hmm.
went for a walk. Even in Seattle also, I was there for 6 months, and I visited some park. What that called? I forgot the name of the park. So I visited a park. Daily, I used to go for a walk. So like that, I started bouncing back, and I started enjoying my life. So somehow I started getting connected the dots, and I started moving. So this is about my memoir, and this is about my life, my story, my struggles, my sufferings. All these things I am going to share in this book.
And I'm
Yeah.
so curious, what is there an experience in your life that you learned the most from that you're going to share in this upcoming memoir?
Yeah, it's a very good question and a wonderful question and timely question. And I just want to share my challenges about my life. I was born on October 31st, 1963, in a tiny village in India. And English is not my mother tongue. So I started speaking in Telugu, and I was born into a toxic family and grew up in a toxic environment. And my father was a litigant and a very toxic person, and my mother was also not good. And uh, my own siblings, they have betrayed. So lots of challenges we encountered. And luckily, I joined Indian Air Force when I was 18 because I
Hmm.
had a dream to serve my country. And I joined Indian Air Force at the age of 18, and I was a college dropout. And I started with my Telugu language, not English language. I didn't know much about English. So I joined Indian Air Force. Then I started picking up English, and I started learning English like that. I was picking up. And after I joined the Indian Air Force, and I was getting a salary of around, I think $5 I was getting in 1982. I joined Indian Air Force on October. I joined Indian Air Force on 1982 February 4th. I joined Indian Air Force, and my initial salary was around $5 at that time. And every month I was sending money to support my parents because it's the responsibility of the son to support the parents. So like that, I supported my parents. Whatever the tiny money, little money was there, so I supported my parents. And then again, in different Indian Air Force, the life was very challenging and very difficult. I used to wake up somewhere around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. Daily, I would go for running with big shoes. Military boots are very tough, so I had to run. Very painful and very stressful. And
Hmm.
one guy committed suicide in those days. I think in the year 1982. So it was very tough and challenging, and very difficult life. But since I had a passion to serve my country, so I started adjusting, and I started loving uh, defense, and
Hmm.
I was getting good food from military, nutritious food, and I was getting food, cloth, shelter, everything I was getting, and I was
Hmm.
getting around $5. So like that, with the limited money I was managing. Then I started. I three things I follow in my life. One thing is I go to temples
Hmm.
wherever I go. Even in Seattle, also I visited a temple.
Hmm.
Sammamish or something like that. ISKCON temple is there. Shammamish, I think, the temple I visited. So I visit temples. The second thing is I visit library. So in Seattle also I
Hmm.
visited two libraries. That is Columbia Library and one more
Hmm.
library. So like that, wherever I go, I visit temples. Second thing is I visit libraries. Third, I visit gyms. Even in
Mm.
Seattle also, I visited a gym.
Uh-huh.
So for 40 years, I am going to gym. So these are all the basic qualities helped me to bounce back and I survived. So
So,
in
so
after I joined the Indian Air Force, then I was getting limited money from Indian Air Force. Then I started acquiring some qualifications and with limited money, and I visited libraries in the Indian Air Force, and then I acquired six qualifications so, through private education. So it was very difficult life. Life was very painful and stressful. Yeah,
a difficult beginning, difficult path in your life, but
yeah,
you persevered. You moved through and beyond the numerous challenges that you faced.
yeah,
And also, it seems to me that um, you learned valuable lessons along the way,
yeah.
which allowed you to move through and beyond those challenges. And so that's very powerful. And I'm wondering, what do you hope that people who read your memoir walk away with? What's that core message that you hope they walk away with?
There are a couple of messages I would like to share with everyone. Main thing is uh, you persevere. You must persevere. That means you should never give up. Life
Mhm.
is full of challenges. Life is not a straight line. Life is not a cakewalk. Life is full of ups and downs. So you have to embrace failures. You have to embrace change. You have to embrace technology, and you have to keep moving forward. You have to adapt from time to time. These are all the core lessons I am sharing with the people in this memoir. Apart from this, there are so many challenges because I served in the Indian Air Force. The Indian Air Force life was very challenging, very tough. Sometimes I would wake up at midnight, sometimes evening, because we worked at different time zones. It was very difficult, and I was doing my duty, and I was getting money from Indian Air Force. Then again, I was squeezing in my time to acquire my educational qualifications. So it was very difficult because right from my childhood, I believe in acquiring my knowledge and sharing my knowledge. So these are all the core message of my memoir. Still, there are many more things I would like to share through my memoir. But hopefully, if you have any more questions, you can ask about my memoir. Yeah,
Excellent. Well, it seems that there's a core message of perseverance
yeah,
threaded, sort of woven throughout the memoir.
yeah.
And that obviously comes from your experiences through your life. And so I'm
Yeah.
curious, from here, where do you hope to go? Where are you headed in terms of
So,
your writing and your,
uh,
philosophy and your working with people?
could you repeat this question if you don't mind? Could you paraphrase? Could
Yeah,
you?
so I'm just wondering, you know, once the memoir is out and once folks are reading it and the memoir is helping people, what is your next plan? What's your next step in, will you write more books? Will you, what is on your,
Yeah,
yeah.
good. No, as I shared with you in the beginning of this memoir, I wanted to write my autobiography like Mahatma Gandhi. Because
Mm.
I read thousands of books during my lifetime, I read so many autobiographies. So I was inspired by leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela,
Mm.
then Mother Teresa. These are all the leaders I admire. And apart from that, I also admire Aung San Suu Kyi. Then again, some of His Holiness Dalai Lama, who has written a foreword for my book. So these are all the leaders I admire, and I often refer in my books. And I wanted to write my autobiography, but now since my health is not permitting, so I am taking a brief outline of my autobiography, which is a memoir.
I love it.
So,
I love it because what you're illustrating there is this ability to pivot, right?
yeah,
might not be exactly what you set out to do with your autobiography, but you
Mm.
pivoted and you're now doing the memoir, and the autobiography will come at some point. So it'll expand on these points that you make in the memoir in a more comprehensive and deeper way.
Yeah, thank you for empathizing and thank you for paraphrasing. So this memoir is a subset of my autobiography. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully I will write my autobiographies, and I started doing research because some of the leaders like Prince Harris has wrote a memoir. Then Barack Obama wrote a memoir. Michelle Obama has written a memoir. So people are writing. Memoir nowadays because they want to share their ideas and insights, and also they want to add value for the humanity. This is how people are doing it. They are doing in a very big way and a massive way, but I am since I focus at a very low level, so I am trying to do my best as an individual because everyone has a place to live in this world on as another. So I want to do my little bit possible way to write a memoir, and I want my memoir to be out globally. If things fall into the place, and this might become a New York Times bestseller or Wall Street Journal's best seller. It's a matter of time, but it all depends upon my health and various other forces and factors. But I am very optimistic and I am very much bullish about my memoir.
I love that. That's wonderful. Yeah, and I'm sure that your memoir is going to help a lot of people. And I love the message of perseverance and moving through and beyond the challenges within your own unique context, right? You're illustrating that point because it's
Mm.
not always, the path isn't always going to look the same for all
Yeah,
of us, right? And we
yeah,
have to
yeah,
figure out what works best for us
yeah,
within our own unique context and build from there. And that
yeah.
feels to me like exactly what you're doing.
Thank you for paraphrasing. And see, as we discussed, everyone has challenges. I have challenges. You have challenges. Everyone has challenges in this world. It all depends upon how we take things in a right way and to keep moving forward. If you look at your own life, you have some challenges, and you broke the barriers and you kept moving. You are a resilient leader, according to my perception.
Hmm.
So you're doing by you're whatever the little bit is possible, you're doing it. As similarly, I am doing my bit as an individual. So we
Hmm.
have to do our best as an individual. So everyone has challenges. I want to present my book in the right perspective.
Hmm.
Okay, let us look at the raising the looking. Let us look at the raising sun, not the setting sun.
Hmm.
Every dark cloud has a silver lining. So let us see the positive side. Let us share our experiences, and I want to share some of my leadership lessons and my challenges and struggles, betrayals, all those things I would like to share through a memoir. If things fall into the place, then I may also consider writing a autobiography. In fact, I planned some 5 years back itself to publish my autobiography, but things didn't work out, and
Hmm.
this brainstroke was a dampener. Condensed and took a part of my autobiography and made it as a memoir.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, goodness, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you being here and sharing all of this with us. Tell folks how they can connect with you and learn more.
Yeah, my books are available everywhere. So all that you have to do is you have to Google my name as Professor M.S. Rao, or you can also Google soft leadership. So if you Google soft leadership, you'll get to know about my books. And I'm available on social media, especially on LinkedIn. And I'm available on Google. If you Google my name, profmsrao. You'll find all the stuff. Apart from that, I'm very happy that we all have some challenges, but let us take in a right spirit, and let us do our little bit. Let us do our best so that we can impact and make a difference in the world.
I love that. Exactly. Let's do our best to make that positive difference. That is a wonderful message.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
and let me share with you. Let me also thank you for giving me this opportunity of writing an endorsement for my book. Now it's part of our book. It's part of our journey, and I'm grateful to you for writing an endorsement for my memoir.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much. I was happy to do it.
Yeah, thank you. It's pleasure. With gratitude.